Sure, here's a naturally flowing 600-word segment expanding on the first key point, keeping the tone conversational and impactful. Time. It's the one thing every single person in this room has in common. Whether you're rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling, we all get the same 24 hours in a day. And yet, some people achieve greatness while others look back and wonder where it all went. The difference? How they use their time. You see, time is the most valuable thing we have because once it's gone forever. You can't rewind it, you can't buy more of it, and you sure can't borrow it from someone else. And the craziest part? Most people don't even realize they're wasting it until it's too late. They keep telling themselves, I'll do it tomorrow, or I've got plenty of time, not realizing that days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before they know it, years have slipped through their fingers. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we have time. We wake up every day assuming we'll get another one tomorrow. But what if we don't? What if today was the last chance we had to make a difference, to take a step toward our dreams, to tell the people we love how much they mean to us? Would we still scroll mindlessly on our phones? Would we still waste time on things that don't add any real value to our lives? We live in a world full of distractions, social media, entertainment, endless notifications. There's always something pulling our attention away from what truly matters. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with enjoying life, watching a good movie, or taking a break. But when distractions become our default, when we spend more time consuming than creating, more time wishing than working, that's when we start wasting our lives without even realizing it. Some of you have dreams buried deep inside you, ideas that could change your life, maybe even change the world. But instead of chasing them, you keep putting them off. I'll start next year. Yeah, I'm not ready yet. Oh, what if I fail? Listen to me. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't pause while you figure things out. It keeps moving, whether you take action or not. And the only thing worse than failing is looking back years from now, realizing you never even tried. Every day you wake up is another opportunity. Wait, an opportunity to learn, to grow, to move closer to the person you were meant to be. The question is, are you using that opportunity or are you letting it slip away? Because life doesn't reward people who wait around for the perfect moment. It rewards those who get up and make the most of every single day. You don't have to do something huge overnight. It starts with small choices. Waking up earlier to work on your goals. Spending less time on things that drain you and more time on things that fulfill you. Choosing discipline over comfort. Because the truth is, success isn't about luck, it's about consistency. It's about taking control of your time instead of letting it control you. One day, every single one of us will run out of time. And when that moment comes, we won't be thinking about the money we made or the things we bought. We'll be thinking about the moments we lived, the people we loved, and the difference we made. So don't waste your life waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Success. Everybody wants it. Everybody is chasing it. But what does it really mean? For most people, success means money, status, power. It means driving the nicest car, living in the biggest house, wearing the most expensive clothes. And sure, there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, but let me ask you something. What happens when you get it all and still feel empty? What happens when you reach the top of the mountain only to realize you climbed the wrong one? See, the problem isn't success. The problem is chasing a version of success that doesn't align with who you truly are. So many people spend their entire lives trying to impress others, trying to live up to someone else's expectations, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for them. They go to school for a degree they don't even want, take a job they hate, work long hours for a paycheck that never feels like enough. And for what? To survive? To make it to the weekend? To buy things they don't need to impress people who don't even care? That's not living. That's wasting the one life you've been given. Success without purpose is an illusion. It's a game that never ends, a race that never stops. No matter how much you achieve, it'll never be enough if you don't know why you're doing it. But when you have purpose, when you know what drives you, fulfills you, what sets your soul on fire, that's when life truly begins. That's when every morning feels like a gift instead of a chore. That's when success becomes something deeper than money, deeper than fame, deeper than any material thing you could ever own. Purpose is what keeps you going when things get tough. Because let's be real, life isn't always easy. You're going to face challenges. You're going to have days when you feel like quitting. And if you're only in it for the money, the status, or the approval of others, then the first time things get hard, you'll walk away. But when you're driven by something bigger than yourself, when you know deep down that what you're doing matters, you'll keep pushing, you'll keep fighting, you'll keep showing up even when nobody's watching. The world doesn't need more people chasing paychecks. It needs more people chasing passion. More people willing to take risks, to dream big, to make an impact. And don't let anybody tell you that your dreams are too big or your purpose isn't practical. Some of the greatest minds in history were told they would never make it. But they didn't let that stop them, because they weren't chasing success for the sake of success. They were chasing something real, something meaningful, something worth fighting for. So ask yourself, what do you truly want? Not what your parents want, not what society tells you to want, but what you want. What excites you? What makes you lose track of time? What would you do even if nobody paid you for it? That's where your purpose lives. And when you find it, don't let it go. Let it go. Don't settle for a life that's comfortable but unfulfilling. Don't trade passion for security. Because the truth is, real security doesn't come from a paycheck. It comes from knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. At the end of the day, success is meaningless if it doesn't bring you joy. So don't just chase success, chase purpose. Because when you do that, the success will follow. Fear, procrastination, the two biggest thieves of time. The two biggest reasons why so many people wake up one day and realize they've wasted years doing nothing. They had dreams, they had ideas, they had goals, but instead of chasing them, they hesitated. They told themselves they weren't ready, that the time wasn't right, that they needed more money, more skills, more confidence. And while they were waiting for the perfect moment, life kept moving. Let me tell you something, the perfect moment doesn't exist. There will never be a day when everything lines up just right, when you have zero doubts, zero obstacles, and all the answers. If you're waiting for that day, you'll be waiting forever, because fear will always be there. Doubt will always creep in, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. You've got to stop letting fear make decisions for you. Fear will tell you to play it safe. Fear will tell you to stay where it's comfortable, to avoid risk, to take the easy route. But nothing worth having comes easy. And if you listen to fear long enough, you'll wake up one day realizing you never really lived. Most people don't fail because they tried and fell short. They fail because they never tried at all. They let the fear of failure keep them stuck. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every successful person you've ever heard of has failed. Every single one. But they didn't let that stop them. They failed, they learned, they got back up. And they kept going. That's the difference between people who make it and people who don't. It's not about who's the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected. It's about who's willing to keep going when things don't go as planned. And then there's procrastination, the silent killer of dreams. Not because people don't want to take action, but because they keep telling themselves they'll do it later. I'll start next. Yeah, I'll go after that goal when I have more time. I'll take that risk when I feel ready. But a later turns into a never real fast. You've got to break out of that cycle. You've got to stop negotiating with yourself. Stop looking for excuses. Stop waiting for motivation to hit you like lightning. Motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you create by taking action, even when you don't feel like it. Think about all the things you've put off. The dreams you've pushed aside. The goals you swore you'd start working on but never did. Now ask yourself, what's stopping you? Not what excuse comes to mind, not what fear is whispering in your ear, but the real reason. 9 times out of 10, it's just you. Your own hesitation, your own doubts, your own mind telling you you're not ready. But you are. You've always been. The only thing missing is the decision to act. You don't have to move mountains overnight. You just have to start, take one step, then another, and keep moving forward. Because once you do, you'll realize something powerful. Fear loses its grip when you take action. Procrastination disappears when you stop overthinking and just begin. And suddenly, the life you've been waiting for isn't some far-off dream. It's right in front of you, waiting for you to claim it. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop letting fear and procrastination steal your future. Your time is now. Life isn't about how much money you make, how many trophies you collect, or how many followers you have. When it's all said and done, none of that will matter. What will matter are the people you loved, the moments you shared, and the memories you created. Yet too many people spend their lives chasing things that don't last while neglecting the very thing that makes life worth living: relationships and experiences. We get so caught up in the grind, in the hustle, in proving ourselves to the world, that we forget to be present. We forget to pick up the phone and call our parents. We forget to check in on an old friend. We forget to spend time with the people who truly care about us. And for what? Another paycheck? Another title? Another day spent working late while our families sit at home, waiting for us to show up. Don't be the person who wakes up one day with everything they ever wanted, only to realize they have no one to share it with. Success means nothing if you have to stand at the top alone. The moments that matter most in life aren't the ones spent chasing money. They're the ones spent laughing until your stomach hurts, sitting around the dinner table with family, making memories with the people who make your life rich. Not with money, but with meaning. And it's not just about relationships. It's about experiences. Too many people are existing, not living. They're waiting for the right time to travel, to try something new, to step outside of their comfort zone. Munched. They think they have all the time in the world to make memories, not realizing that life moves fast and opportunities don't wait forever. One day, you're going to look back on your life. And when you do, you won't be thinking about the hours you spent in the office, the emails you answered, or the meetings you sat through. You'll be thinking about the road trips, the late night talks, the risks you took, the places you visited, the adventures you had. Those are the things that will stay with you. You have to stop putting life on hold. Stop saying a one die and start making it happen today. Because time isn't guaranteed. People aren't guaranteed. People aren't guaranteed. You never know when it will be the last time you see someone, the last time you get to hug them, the last time you get to hear their voice. So don't take it for granted. Be present. Be intentional. Tell the people you love how much they mean to you. Make time for them. Show up for them. Because in the end, that's what really matters. And don't wait until it's too late to start truly living. Take the trip. Try something new. Step outside of your routine and experience the world while you still can. Because life isn't meant to be just endured. It's meant to be lived. When your time comes, and it will, the only thing that will matter is the love you gave, the lives you touched, and the memories you created. So don't waste another second chasing things that don't last. Live fully. Love deeply. Experience everything you can. That's what life is about. You can have all the money in the world, all the success, all the respect. But if you don't have your health, none of it matters. What good is a dream if you don't have the energy to chase it? What good is success if your body is breaking down, if your mind is exhausted, if your spirit is drained? Too many people spend their lives chasing everything except the one thing that keeps them going: their well-being. They put everything and everyone ahead of their own health, thinking they can just deal with it later. But later has a way of sneaking up on you. Your body is the only place you have to live. You can't trade it in when it wears out. You can't get a new one when it starts breaking down. If you neglect it, if you abuse it, if you take it for granted, you will pay the price. And the price is steep. Missed opportunities, shortened dreams, time stolen away that you can never get back. Some people think self-care is selfish. They think grinding nonstop, sacrificing sleep, running on fumes is some kind of badge of honor. But what's honorable about working yourself into the ground? What's impressive about burning out before you even reach the finish line? If you're serious about your goals, if you're serious about your future, then you have to be serious about taking care of yourself. Because the truth is, success doesn't mean much if you don't have the health to enjoy it. And it's not just about your body, it's about your mind too. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and yet so many people ignore it. They bottle up their stress, they bury their emotions, they tell themselves to just deal with it until one day it all comes crashing down. You have to protect your peace. You have to make space for rest, for joy, for stillness, because if your mind isn't right, nothing else will be either. You don't have to make drastic changes overnight. It starts with simple choices: choosing water over soda, choosing movement over sitting still, choosing rest over exhaustion, choosing to take a break instead of pushing yourself past the point of return. It's about being mindful of what you put into your body, what you feed your mind, who you surround yourself with, what kind of energy you allow into your life. Because everything you do, every habit you build, every choice you make, it all adds up. And one day, those choices will either be the reason you're thriving or the reason you're barely holding on. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others, you can't achieve your dreams, you can't live fully if you're constantly running on empty. Taking care of yourself isn't just for you, it's for everyone around you. Because when you feel your best, you give your best. You give your best. When you prioritize your health, you show up stronger, sharper, more present, more alive. You only get one body. You only get one mind. You only get one life. Take care of it. Because when it's all said and done, your success won't matter if you don't have the health to enjoy it. Legacy. It's a word we don't think about enough until it's too late. But whether you realize it or not, every single day, you are building yours. With every decision, every action, every moment, you are leaving behind something that will outlive you. The question is, what kind of legacy are you creating? Too many people go through life without ever thinking about the impact they're making. They chase success, they chase money, they chase recognition, but they never stop to ask themselves, what am I leaving behind? What will people remember me for? Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to care how big your house was. Nobody is going to care what kind of car you drove. Nobody is going to care about the title you had at your job. What they will remember is how you made them feel, how you treated them, how you lived your life. What? Legacy isn't built in one grand moment. It's built in the small moments, in the everyday choices you make, in the way you show up when nobody's watching. It's built in the kindness you show, the wisdom you share, the lives you touch along the way. Some people think legacy is just for the history books, that it's only for the ones whose names are printed in magazines and carved into statues. But legacy is for everyone. It's for the parent raising their child with love and integrity. It's for the teacher who inspires their students to dream bigger. It's for the friend who always shows up when it matters most. It's for the everyday people who choose to live with purpose, with intention, with meaning. You don't have to change the entire world to leave a lasting impact. You just have to change someone's world. One act of kindness, one moment of encouragement, one decision to lift somebody up instead of tearing them down. That's all it takes. The ripple effect is real. The way you treat people today could inspire them to treat others better tomorrow. And that cycle continues long after you're gone. And here's the truth. Your legacy isn't something you start thinking about when you're old. It's something you start building right now. Every single day, you have the power to make a difference. Every single day, you have a chance to stand for something bigger than yourself. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about choosing, again and again, to live in a way that matters, to love deeply, to give generously, to stand for what's right, even when it's hard. One day, your time will run out. None of us are here forever. And when that day comes, the only thing that will matter is the mark you left behind. Did you love? Did you inspire? Did you make the world a little bit better because you were here? That's what counts. That's what people will remember. That's what at the end of the day, life is too short to be wasted. Too short to spend it chasing things that don't fulfill you, waiting for the perfect moment, or living by someone else's expectations. You have one life, one chance to make it count. Don't waste it trapped in fear. Don't waste it chasing empty success. Don't waste it neglecting the people who matter, ignoring your health, or leaving your potential on the table. Live with purpose. Find what sets your soul on fire and go after it with everything you have. Be present. Love deeply. Take care of yourself. Step outside of your comfort zone. And most of all, make an impact. Leave behind something greater than yourself. Because at the end of your journey, the only thing that will truly matter is how you lived, how you loved, and the legacy you left behind. Your time is now, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. So don't waste another second waiting, hesitating, or holding yourself back. Stand up, step forward, and live the life you were meant to live. Because the world isn't just waiting for you to exist, it's waiting for you to shine.